I really had to stop and think, what would be the first book I should do to kick off October, and a list of those that I think would be enjoyable for you to read if you happen to be a horror fan. And I decided to go with this. Algernon Blackwood's Tales of the Uncanny and the Supernatural. Now, this is a series of short stories. Bearing in mind it was written in the 1800s, so short stories back then are a little bit longer than they are now. A lot of the ones, what would be considered short stories in the 1800s, would be called novellas now. There's one in here called The Willows, which is really great. But do you remember that movie with Karen Black, The Trilogy of Terror, and the last story was a doll gets sent to her and it hunts her down, and at the end she's the one with the knife? That is loosely based on Algernon Blackwood's story, The Doll. He is the one who is credited amongst those who study horror as the one who created the daylight horror. Because most times when you have spooky stuff, they set it to be at nighttime. He believed that it didn't have to be at nighttime, and he became very proficient and prolific when it comes to writing the daylight horror. So this is not the easiest book to get a hold of. I am not going to deny it. But it doesn't really matter in that sense, even if all you can do is find something else, like there are a couple of other compilation books that, Stephen King, Tales of the Dark, blah, blah, blah. It will include something. If you see the name Algernon Blackwood included in the group, then you got someone who was editing that book that really knows their horror and is trying to direct you towards the most enjoyable and a lot of times the more sophisticated horrors that there are out there to get. So, October 1st, your assignment, Algernon Blackwood, hunt him down. Okay, that doesn't sound nice. But since it's horror, we'll let it go. Read his stuff. You won't be sorry.